bro, I wasn't trying to cheat on Sophie. I wasn't going to take this woman to dinner. I asked her to lunch at Panera. That's it.
And I should be rewarded for not going with this woman
to dinner. That's not cheating.
Get a free bowl of broccoli cheddar soup.
Yeah, a bread bowl with some soup is not cheating.
Hello, this is Captain Poodle speaking. Are you ready to find love?
Death ahoy, matey.
Love. Exciting and new. Go online. They're catfishing you.
Shocker.
Fiancé. Soon you'll be flying to parts unknown. 90-day Beyonce. Marrying someone you only met on your phone. Be they French or Chinese, a brand new K1 visa's the key.
Ooh, the key to what, Poodle?
To love. It's reality, yeah. Let's love.
That is totally not cheating. What would be cheating is having drinks, or like I think we know be cheating would be a bruschetta sandwich.
Oh yeah.
You know, a bread bowl is kind of a meal. If you actually had a soup in a bread bowl, that's not true. I actually ate it in a bowl. So, but I got an iced tea with it.
Yeah, salads don't have protein. What a fucking douche.
I didn't do it. I could have gone for lunch at Panera with this woman. I didn't do it.
I'm so good. I'm such a good guy.
I wish for all of you to have as much self-aggrandizement as Rob has. I wish that for every woman.
May we all.
And all men, really. No, a lot of men don't need it, sadly.
Yeah, no.
Big Ed doesn't need it.
Big Ed doesn't
Rob
need
doesn't
it.
need it.
Rob doesn't. No, and y'all, we have seen the new video from the Three Douches. Wait, have you seen it? I've seen where they're singing Pony.
Are they calling themselves a group now? Are they?
I just call them the Three Douches, but
they're calling. Let's see. It's like GNC.
Yeah, GNC. Yeah, whatever. It's No Town.
No Town.
No Town.
No talent. No town.
No talent. No game. No thank you.
Mm-hmm. Not bad company, but worst company. That's it. Worst company.
Worst company. Oh.
Yeah. Oh.
Bell,
yeah.
Bell Biv to know.
Bell Biv to know.
We could go through this all day. We have seen it.
Backdoor boys.
That turns me on.
Oh,
can't say that. And yes,
instinct. Instincts. Oh yeah, they're awful. We have people keep sending it, and I'm just like, I watched it one time, and I can't do anymore. They're so awful.
No, they're up, and
I'm not sure what their goal is.
And do some of their bodies look very nice, and I want to touch them? Yes, but I don't want to watch their music video. Just
not as interesting when they speak.
Unless the three of them are going to jerk each other off and suck a dick of one another, I don't need to see anything.
I'm not interested. Go where the real money is, boys.
Yeah. This is Happily Ever After.
Season 8, episode 95. Because that's what it feels like. It feels like.
This is technically 23.
Tell all part 4 of 5. Y'all, we have one more episode till we're let out of tell all jail. That's what it feels like these people think they're in, I've decided.
Yeah.
Can I just run down that the thing that happened at the end? We're going to talk about it more, where Loren and Alexei just like, peace out, we got kids. And then everyone's like, well, why do you get to leave? We all need to go back to the house and talk about our problems.
Now, the rest of us are in tell-all prison.
My only reason for saying this is you're not supposed to, on a reality show, act like it's painful for you to be here.
Yeah, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. Yeah.
I was kind of shocked that happened.
What's actually one of my favorite parts of the tell-all.
Yeah. But it was almost like the mask slipped a little bit, and everyone was like, we're entitled people who are getting paid. Why do you get to leave? I don't want to go back to this luxury house in New Jersey.
Meanwhile, Lauren's like, yeah, but I'm getting texts from my mother. I got to go home.
If I have to hear one more text from my fucking mother.
I just told my mother that I might have another baby and she's going fucking crazy. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. That's going to be on our part 2. So yes, y'all, because this is part 4, but we'll do 2 parts. So
because there's a lot to cover.
There's a lot to cover. A
couple of announcements.
Speaking of a lot to cover, Love is Blind UK.
Whew. As of this hearing, as of this broadcast, we have had there are 9 episodes that have been released, and so 9 episodes, 9 recaps from us, 9 episodes of our show as well. What a season!
A great season.
What a great inaugural season from them.
That's true. That's very true. And this week we'll be dropping. Well, they will be dropping episodes 10 and 11. And we're going to be dropping 10 and 11, 24 hours. This is going to be the marriages. We have confirmation that the Love is Blind UK reunion will air on August 26th at 4 p.m. Eastern time on Netflix.
So I guess that'll probably be like 9 p.m. UK time.
I don't know why they want to fuck up everybody's Monday.
I don't know.
But maybe Monday night's a big television night. I don't get it.
It's weird. I guess I'm trying to think. This is when they're doing this. I guess this is for a worldwide audience. So I guess their main audience is going to be in the UK. So that's why they're airing it at 9.
I think that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But wouldn't 4 p.m. Eastern? But it's streaming, so it doesn't matter.
Well, it's live.
That would be like one. That would be like.
Actually, is it live? It's not live. I think they learned their lesson.
No, but yeah, I think they learned their lesson. So no more live reunions.
Remember we were sitting down in that Airbnb in fucking Anaheim?
Yes.
And we were just waiting on camera?
Yeah, and then you had to go. You had to go to rehearsal.
I had to go to rehearsal, but not before. I had to eat on fucking camera because I was starving.
And I had to sit there in that weird little Airbnb in Orange County, and then I just left. like some hookup just
like
left
a
me
trick.
in their bedroom. Yes, like a trick. Just dribbling out my butthole.
Wow. I would don't leave me out there. I'll take something.
That's true. But those are some OG sissies that stayed with us. So thank you that have been with us since then.
Selling Sunset season 8 comes out September 6th.
I missed Selling Sunset season 7. That was fun.
Selling Sunset season 7 September.
Yeah. Now it's season 8. I saw the trailer.
Chelsea's divorce.
Yeah, that's going to be drama. And y'all, she really put her relationship up there like it was.
She did. She's like, my man, get your husband one like mine. Yeah.
She acted like that nobody's genitalia stunk in that house. But they all do.
It's
going to be
something.
Great. It's going to be great to see her kind of get a taste of her. I mean, I hate that she got divorced. That's horrible.
There's a new girl too in the office, and it looks like Bree is coming for it hard this season.
Love her.
I really enjoy her too.
We love her. We love Chriselle. We're excited. Emma and her empanadas. It's just gonna be what 20-year-old is Jason gonna date this season?
And what he said, in 40 years, I've never, what was it Jason said, or 40-year-old, or something about 40s. And Chriselle said, you'll ring the bell if you date someone over 40.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
I fucked up that joke.
Anyway, but also it's going to be a big deal because being a realtor's hard right now. We're going to hear a lot about it.
Mansion tax.
We're going to hear about the mansion tax and guess probably
what will
interest
the rich
rates.
people do?
What will the rich people do with this
What's to
mansion tax?
become of the rich? What's to become of them? How can we sell houses that are $12 million if not for this hated mansion tax?
Interest rates, mansion tax, selling sunset. So we're excited for that.
We buy houses. I'm a bad bitch.
Bad bitch. I'm going to say this just because a lot of y'all come for us. We have seen the previews for that Mormon show on Hulu. We do not have time, sadly, because of that and because of Golden Bachorette that is premiering.
Golden Bachelorette is premiering
18th.
September 18th.
And we
with
are
Joan.
covering it with Joan. We will be covering the Golden Bachelorette. Between that and Selling Sunset and just the menagerie and some other exciting stuff that we're going to announce when we can. We don't think we're going to have, but
yeah,
it's going to be. I'll
put it up for Vicarious.
Right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm going to watch it though.
Yeah. It looks fantastic.
Watch the trailer.
My obsession with everything LDS goes very deep.
And I love that they all started fucking each other and swinging, and now they're fighting over it. They're fighting over Mormon TikTok, which is stupid.
I think it's perfect.
It's perfect. Anyway.
It's a bunch of Whitney roses.
Sydney. September is going to be a great month. We've got a lot to look forward to. Okay. Can we jump into this hot tub?
Shall we jump into the hot tub with too many people?
Doesn't everybody? It's just like steaming. And doesn't it look like they're just sitting in their own piles of steaming
dumbass
shit?
Soup. Yeah.
Dumbass. Yeah.
There's so it's Rob and Sophie are still kind of going at it. Mm-hmm. Do you, after a while,
you know the way?
After a while, I think even when they would ask, I just feel like everyone there, people still say, I think you guys can work it out. Are they that deluded? I think at the end, one point, Jasmine just says, I think y'all should get a divorce.
Yeah, and Jasmine's like, y'all need to end this.
So they're going at it. And this is the thing that we talked about before of Rob wanting to take a girl to Chewy's. I don't know.
Chevy's, yeah.
Chevy's, yeah. We find out it's been 2 years since this happened.
Yes, it was a long time. It was actually, again, Ashley is the one who kind of brings that up. And Ashley is the one that says, and Rob's like, yeah, this was 2 years ago. I don't follow a bunch of women. And Sophie goes, anymore. And it's like they're only Rob is only saying things to make himself look good. And Sophie is only saying things to tear Rob down. That is their relationship. What do you think about when Sophie says, well, but he doesn't even the type of porn he watches. Because Jasmine says, Rob, what type of woman are you attracted to? We find out that Jasmine's asking this for herself later on.
Well,
but
yeah,
it brings up Rob's into like bodybuilder women.
Well, and Sophie says it's not like they're manly or anything. She's trying to embarrass him. She's in her own passive aggressive way.
What do you think if you're in a relationship with someone, they need to watch porn of people who look like you?
I think it just hits all of Sophie's insecurities.
Yeah, I think
it doesn't. I don't think it would bother me. We're also two gay guys where porn is very normalized.
Yes,
and I think people assume if you're not whacking it to people who look like the person you're with, then the person you're with isn't really their quote type. So
yeah, if you're sleeping with chocolate cake every day, it's okay to fantasize about a lemon bar.
Got to go to food, don't you?
Hey, you're just upset I said lemon bar. Now you want one.
Now I want a lemon bar. I think what it has to do with is being fantasy, and
shouldn't someone you're with? That's kind of the part of fantasy, is that you're not with your fantasy. It's a fantasy, y'all. I know that my, quote, boss, who's a CEO for some professional company wearing a 3-piece suit, is never going to fuck me. I worked for a fat, middle-aged man who I would never want to touch me and just asked me to do his dishes at the law office. But I would watch a minute play and think about this hot boss dicking me down under his desk. Ain't happening in real life.
Yeah, it was always strange when we would ask you for the TPS reports at the end.
That's true. That's true.
Have these on my desk by tomorrow. Line. Sorry.
Poodle has never gotten banged over the side of the yacht. Now, a pontoon boat, yes.
I did have sex in my workplace, however.
You did.
After hours.
You did.
Not with someone I worked with, but someone I picked out of the bar, and we walked to the bookstore.
And that only happened once?
Yeah, let's just say it was a perk of working there. Let's just say you didn't want to have a black light in the bookstore.
Well, at least you didn't have to buy lube or poppers. It was already there.
It was already there.
And you had a bowl of condoms.
Condoms? Anyway, so he gets so defensive, y'all, because this whole thing is like, sometimes I think someone has said, or maybe it's in his head, that bodybuilder women are somehow masculine or manly, and it makes him think that it triggers his inner homophobia, and he makes people think he's gay. So it's not the first time this has happened. She also brings it up. It's almost like she has to. They are, y'all, again, I think this phrase is overused, but this is a fucking toxic relationship. They both are poisoned by each other. It's awful.
They need to be. And she says, Rob says they had sex one time in 2023, one time.
Wow.
And she's like, and she said the reason
I sent you a dildo.
Apparently,
I sent you a dildo.
I sent you a dildo, and we find out later it's his dildo
that he made lovingly. Out of his own dong, with his own 2 hands, like Ghost.
That's the last thing you want when you're away from someone. You want new dick.
I want a new dick. I want a new dick. One that won't make me laugh. One that makes me cough. Now, I want new dick. I want lots of dick.
I get it. Jasmine brings up, she says,
I want a small world. Isn't it small world after all of dick?
That's what Walt Disney dreamt. But there were, so Sophie says, Jasmine says, yes, I understand that Gino just likes to look at Japanese women with no boobs.
I always like it how Jasmine can always commiserate throwing Gino under the bus.
Oh.
It's my favorite thing she can do.
It's my favorite.
And anyway, and then she says, that's why I don't feel getting uncomfortable getting undressed around him. But back to Rob and Sophie. Rob says, Sophie inflates and internalizes everything I do. That is a fact.
That is
an actual fact.
That is what she does. Does he do now? His definition of inflates means I don't do anything really wrong, and she blows it up. No, he does shit that's wrong, but she really.
That's her MO.
Y'all, she's still talking about the online cheating, and he's apologized for that. He says he's not doing that anymore.
It's kind of why. It is remarkable about how a microscope on Sophie and a little bit longer time on Sophie, and in the edit, we started feeling some type of empathy for a piece of shit like Rob.
True.
A gaslighting narcissist like Rob.
True.
We started feeling slightly sorry for him.
True. Very true.
Because Sophie is impossible to be in a relationship with.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is how the people are. The younger people in the house are wanting to fight and talk. The people who have 3 kids at home, like Alexei, is falling asleep.
Sleeping on the couch. He's tired.
And Loren's like, it's time for you to go to bed. And Rob and Sophie are still going at each other. And Rob is saying, blah, blah, I'm defending himself. And Sophie, they're like, do you still have that voice note from that woman? And
she's like, yeah, I have it. I saved it. I have it. I have it right here.
Wait, I gotta call my mom.
No, let me call me mom.
No, this is just a...
Sophie, I don't think I even.
No.
I must not have saved the voice note.
Mom, you didn't save it. Mom. I sent it to you. Mom, I sent it to you.
And then she starts crying, and Rob goes, you're manipulative. She won't. This is what Sophie does. She walks away. All the women follow her because she is so good. Rob is really good at playing the victim. Sophie's good at being one.
Yes, it is.
Because you want to help her because she is broken.
Yeah, and Ashley's trying to say, it looks like you're having a hard time communicating. And she's kind of like, meanwhile, Manuel steps up. Also, there's a translator here, apparently, which is good.
There is. Manuel tells Rob, I can see you're not a bad person. Everyone deserves to be happy. There's no marriage of problems. Me and Ashley, we got a lot of problems. And we're going to talk about that in part 2.
We are going to talk about part 2. And then, but I loved it when he said, hey, be glad you don't have kids.
I got to say, that is a saving grace for a lot of these couples.
It is.
I'm so glad they don't have kids. I really hope Ashley and Manuel don't have kids. I think after seeing them on part 2, I think they are such different people, and they have such different values, and it's just yuck.
Yes.
So later on,
that is where we find out about the customized dildo, and she's like,
yes.
She's like, in the dildo, I was working with it, I was doing stuff, I was doing all this kind of stuff with it, and that still wasn't enough for him.
Sophie does say, I chose to forgive the cheating, but I asked him not to watch porn, only for 3 days. And then I searched, and I looked, Latino women getting fucked by a black dick. And Ashley just goes, she can't help herself because it's so funny. She goes,
I love it when she laughs like that.
It's so good because she's trying not to laugh. That's the thing. If you can get Ashley away from her own problems, she's a ball of fun.
She's so much fun. Yeah.
Anyway, Ed is unfortunately getting involved and talking about bodybuilder women. He's like, we have a saying in Arkansas. I can't with this right now. I literally can't.
I'm like, don't think that's from Arkansas.
Yeah, that's on the state quarter.
Yeah.
Dumbass.
That's Huckabee says it every fucking week.
Madam Huckabee. The governor of that state. Madam Governor. Sarah Huckabee Sanders. Anyway.
Who used to do her on SNL?
Yes.
No, who used to do her on SNL?
I don't know.
Oh, it was Casey, not Casey. I don't remember.
Cecily Strong?
It was Cecily Strong. Yes, she was really good. She was really good.
So they're talking about the customized dildo. She's like, it's not enough. It's not anyway. Is this still when Rob is talking to Manuel?
No, I mean, Rob. Did you talk about customized dildo? And then Rob and Manuel had the conversation. We kind of already talked about that.
Love is a hard thing. I wanted to give her. Yeah, you're right. And he says, you're exactly right. It was just,
and then it was back and forth.
John walks in and he's into Patrick and Thais' room. I need a place to stay. You want me to sleep on the floor? And y'all, I think Thais was changing. And he's like, disrespect everywhere I go. It's hard to be me.
And then that's kind of all we probably are going to see of John, maybe tomorrow night. Then the tell-all, it's day 3 of the tell-all.
Wonder what John does during the day in Jersey. Just
Drinks.
out in the hot tub.
He goes to a bar or gets booze and drinks. There you go.
Maybe I can find the Jersey Devil somewhere around here.
Yeah. So they're heading to, and that's where Jasmine, the women are in the van, the men are in another van, and Jasmine says, I think the best thing for you to be happy, Sophie, is you need a divorce. And Ashley went, yeah, it's time.
I think they basically scared all the women straight, and because they all have this look on their face as of last night going, I thought I had problems.
Yeah.
These two people are just they're actually sick. They've made each other sick. It's hard to watch.
Ashley's on a mission because she says these men have not been taking accountability for things, and today we're holding their feet to the fire.
I wonder who she specifically is talking about.
Yeah, she's upset, and I'm like, who are you? Because I don't think she means Manuel.
No,
because other people were coming from Manuel, but she actually.
I think they know. I think they know the schedule.
They're like, no one's left. We already went through the shitsters.
We went through Big Ed already.
We have Loren and Alexei and Ashley Manuel. Those are like fun people.
Kind of.
I mean, but they're funny to watch.
Yeah.
So anyway, they're on their way, and meanwhile, the women are like, you need a divorce, and the guys, Gino is telling Rob, if you really love her, you should fight for it.
I know how. I'm like, the men are just like, anything can work if you fight hard enough for it.
Yes.
What? No. You pack up and you leave. There's a time and a place.
Agreed.
Anyway, they're basically, and Ed even says to Jasmine, wait, you know what? I think this is a time for another episode of Reality Gaze, another installment of Reality Gaze Theater. Shade edition.
Woo! Okay, I don't have my wig.
If you ever wondered what a kind of a heart-to-heart from Big Ed and Jasmine would look like, if you ever played it out in your mind, we're going to do that for you.
Okay.
I'll play Big Ed. Not happy about that.
No, I'm not happy about it. Is this your first Big Ed theater? Maybe we did with Ed and Rose because we did cover that
probably
first season.
I think I did do him kind of talking like this.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah.
Because I generally don't find him funny.
No, I generally don't.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And
all right, so they're seeing each other. They're getting ready to get on the tell-all set, and they're both in makeup and all that stuff. And Ed walks up to Jasmine and...
Hey, Jasmine.
Action.
Hey, Jazz.
Hello. Hello, Ed. Hello.
I just want to say the fact that you're attracted to Gino, that loser, gives me hope as a fellow loser. Someone who looks kind of different, but got a good heart.
Juno.
I'm like kind of upset about Liz still because she's the only one who can ever put up with me.
Ed, I cannot say that we are friends because we are not friends. I will never be friends with you.
That hurts a little.
You're a piece of shit. But it must have been really hard for you to see her like that. And I thought, I'm not really glad that he's hurting, but I'm also felt like that could be hard for you.
Thanks.
You understand? I mean, because you're a big asshole, Ed. Huge, like a huge asshole. Yeah. But you don't let people see you be sweet because you're just an asshole. Right. A major stinking pile of shit asshole. Yes.
Yeah.
I do not want your semen inside me.
That hurts. That hurts a little. I try to be a good guy. I try to be good. I know I'm going to find you. Just like Gino found you. I know I'm going to find that girl out there.
Juno, I hope that for you, Ed. I hope that for you, you find someone who loves you. And then when they love you, you won't die in your house alone. So lonely, you'll stink like old McDonald's and your cats will eat your eyes.
Oh.
But anyway, I don't like you, but I don't dislike you.
Thanks. Oh, why does my face feel burned?
I'm just going to walk away.
This is perhaps the best encounter with Big Ed I've ever seen in this entire show.
Ever.
My favorite was, as you said at the end, I don't like you. I didn't like you, Ed. And now I don't like you, but I don't dislike you. And I think that's progress. That is what this whole thing, I called this ghost of Christmas present shit, where she basically is reading him for fuck about all the things that he needs to change his life, or he's going to wound up, as she says, dying alone in your house, and your dogs and your cats will eat you. And Ed is just laughing because no one has ever roasted him in such a manner.
I bet he hates her for it.
He despises her.
Because he doesn't like women anyway, but he really hates her.
Oh, Ed hates women so much.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
He really does.
Besides that, God, that was so good.
It was wonderful. Well done, Jasmine. There was I would say it was a traumatizing scene for me. It was a little triggering. Thais' zipper breaks on her dress. And instead of just assuming that the zipper could break or whatever, she just starts screaming at Patrick and blames him. And I know what this is like.
His fat fingers, yeah.
No, not his fat fingers. It's the dress was too tight. But yet she yelled at him, kind of like you yelled at me when your slutty Snow White costume zipper broke.
Your fat fingers couldn't do it. You broke. You had no zipping up technique.
No,
you broke my dress so many times.
We went to that Italian restaurant the night before, and you had 3 servings of bread. That's what broke that dress.
Y'all, that poor Snow White dress, that slutty Snow. You know what, though? That guy in Vegas, that straight man, he zipped me up with no problems. He had no problem.
That's because I fixed the zipper.
A straight man from Utah who had no previous dress experience.
Anyway. It's unfair.
He was able to do it. I think you just were fumbly.
Trauma. Okay, so yeah, they're getting ready to begin, and Loren's like, "Look, we're not above anybody." She's like, and I feel like people are preparing to come at us for our segment. So Sophie has to not sit by Rob, but she is sitting by him, but just not on a couch and
just not on the couch. Yeah, not on their little love seats.
Yeah. The tell-all begins.
The no love seats.
The no love seats, yes.
So this is the last day, y'all. This is, I still feel like, I don't know how I feel about one part just being them in the house with no stakes. It feels weird to me.
I think they did that like last episode.
It feels like they're just giving them a vacation.
Yeah.
And for them just to be put in one place. And again, like we said in the end of this, none of them really want to go.
No.
It's so interesting. It's like some kind of Pirandello play where they all have to be there. So, look it up. You'll find it after.
Yeah, I don't need to know.
Anyway, 6 characters, Search of an Author.
So the tell-all begins. Angela and Michael are not with them. And so,
shocker. The thing is, why contractually did they not have to be there?
I don't know. I would think so, weird, but I don't know. Well, which is maybe why they ended up showing later, because they have to be there.
I guess. I guess they're not penalized because everyone's just like, it's Angela. Anyway, so the unfortunate thing here is even though it's been covered, Sean has to say, Rob and Sophie, what happened? And Rob said, she prefers not to sit next to me.
I actually don't love this device because basically we've already seen it covered and hashed out, and then we just have to rehash it and tell it to Sean all over again. It feels like a waste. I feel like we could do more newer information.
I feel like we could have there were PAs, and I feel like the PA could just tell Sean everything that happened. Anyway, Pat says, I've gotten to talk to Rob a lot in the last few days, and he's never said anything bad about you, Sophie. Y'all, that's the thing. He can't say anything bad about her because he has to be spotless and white as snow. He has to be the innocent one in this.
Yeah.
And honestly, if you let Sophie do her own thing, she's going to dig quite a hole for herself.
Yeah.
And so that's why he doesn't have to work very hard. And Sophie goes, that's not true. I've walked in on him talking about me. And y'all, she's like, it's a complete total lack of accountability. And they did not sleep in the same bedroom. And they're bringing this up again. This is gross to me. They keep bringing up, they're like, Gino and Jasmine, did you sleep in the same bedroom? This is not last resort. This is not some type of therapy session. Sean, you don't have the credentials.
No.
You can't do this for them.
I agree.
It's gross. Stop it.
And they always say like, well, we're not going to get this resolved here. I'm like, but do the tell-alls do that? I don't, Rob's like, this doesn't have anything to do with me, which in some ways it doesn't, but it does because he's there. But it's a lot of, but Patrick does make a good point. He's like, look, if you're not going to forgive him, it's not going anywhere. And that's where Jasmine says, yes. She's like, I agree. She's like, and I already told them. I told her this morning that she needs to get a divorce. Or she said she's going to get a divorce.
She's done.
It's done.
And they bicker, interrupt. And then Jasmine says, this is so perfect. It's like a sympathy contest. Who's team Sophie? Who's team Rob? This is a lot of how we fight these days. Mm-hmm. And she's like, you're focusing on all the wrong things. This is maybe the first time. Maybe there have been other times where the entire cast is kind of like, they need to call it quits.
Yes. Yeah. I don't know where we've ever had where the entire cast is.
Yeah.
Totally for them breaking up. Because even Liz said,
excuse me.
Sorry, I'm going to start that again because the connection was lost and it came up. And even Liz said, she's the one who brought up, they're in a competition, as if they're in a competition. So they we're going to have to leave this here. It's time to talk about Loren and Alexei, shall we?
Who have been together 10 fucking years.
When they said that, I went, wow. And Sean, I went, wow.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
That's crazy. They show a bit of the mommy makeover footage, and Loren is watching it. And she says, I'm crying because those are happy tears. But to see what I put my family through, that was hard. But I'm proud of myself because I did it. It's something I wanted to do, but it was hard to watch and putting them through this.
Rob was like, I was super nervous watching you on there. Like, I thought something might happen. Really? Have you not watched this long enough? If something had happened, they probably wouldn't have shown it.
And Rob's like, worst case scenario, you didn't make it. And
you left those kids, and you left him a single father of 3. Creating another victim out of a man.
We got to protect men's rights. Look, and Loren said, I didn't even think about, you had to. The doctors, like when I did my anytime I have surgery, my multitude of plastic surgeries.
Your multiple surgeries.
I always think about, well, this could be it.
Yeah. I think that's pretty normal.
I think that's normal.
Yeah. Anyway.
Of course, Manuel thinks it's selfish.
Yeah.
A little selfish.
As he said, pointing a gun at her husband.
I don't think that's the best analogy.
No. And Ashley says, no, I disagree. Single moms are out there doing all the work by themselves. It's so interesting how both people, a lot of these people in these relationships use project their own shit on this. Angela constantly does it.
This is what everyone does. You do that. I do that. But you really see it on
You see it
them.
here because whatever they have to say is going to come from their perspective.
Validate something in their own perspective.
And it's not, and it never feels not for nothing. It always feels informed for something they're trying to get across. They have an agenda.
Like Jasmine asking about who Rob's attracted to, things like that.
Yes, exactly. It's always having an agenda. That's why they're the worst people to comment on other people's relationships on this show.
But Ashley says, what? I bet by doing that stuff, you become a better father, and y'all kind of came through learning you can do hard things. And I was like, because you find out, I'm like, girl, have you met Alexei? That's not how he thinks about shit.
No. He said, it was hard doing blah, blah, blah. I didn't even have a single moment to get a haircut.
And when he said that, I laughed because like Emily, and is anybody else a mom on the set? Liz.
Liz, yeah.
Emily.
And Jasmine.
And Jazz, that they were like, are you fucking kidding me? Do you know? Like, so, and
it was so tone deaf. Yeah.
It was so tone deaf. And I'm glad that Emily
he doesn't understand that. The way he was raised, where he comes from, he doesn't understand that.
The thing I was glad about this on the tell-all is because thought this was great that Loren did this. And I'm glad that there was these women who were moms to be like Emily saying, yes, this is common. You lose yourself. Like, I'm glad you did this. But he kind of Alexei comes at Ashley and says, like, I don't need to be a better dad. I was like, okay.
Yeah. What was interesting here is Loren says, Sean says, I'm starting. You look
Sean
great. How do you
Loren,
feel?
She's like, what? Yeah. How do you feel?
She says, I'm starting to accept what the surgery is. And I wanted a little bit more. And she said, do you want Jasmine? She's like, no, not Jasmine, not even Thais. But, and she kind of stood up and showed what she's done. And Sean's like, oh, wow, that's a lot of surgery. Because they do everything at once. Mm-hmm. They asked Jasmine, would you go through that? Jasmine says, oh, yeah.
oh, yeah.
Ashley's like, me too. I want to do all of it. And
Manuel jumps in and says, I told Ashley, because Ashley says, I want to get new boobs, I'm trying to get on board. And Manuel says, I like the body she has. She needs to have.
But I'll support her. But after the baby, she needs to have, because I don't want the baby sucking on a boob. I want the baby sucking on a real boob. And
did you hear the zinger Sean said? Did you write that down? When Sean said, he's like, because I kind of want the baby to suck on her real boob. And Sean said, are you just talking about the baby, Manuel?
He says, that's two of us.
I was like, whoa, Sean Robinson.
She's going to have to talk to her minister about that one.
Brother Morgan's going to be
Pastor McDonald.
It's Pastor
McDonald. Have to hear about it. So, Gino, I don't think she needed surgery, but whatever she wants. And she's like, thank you, Gino, because I want some retouches. I'm not happy with my waist. I want it tinier. They can break ribs.
I always thought that was a wife tale.
Me too. That you broke your ribs.
True? I don't know. I don't even want to look it up. I'm scared to Google. Sissies,
I feel like someone had ribs removed.
The joke was that Cher had her ribs removed for a smaller
I thought it was
waist.
Maria Callas who had her ribs removed.
I don't know. I just want to say,
please don't have your ribs broken.
I'm all for plastic surgery.
Please don't have your ribs broken.
But that is extreme.
Please, someone let us know if this is real. I guess I could Google it, but
I'm actually scared to Google it.
Yeah. Anyway.
Fine.
what do I have cast for 3 months? She was in a cast.
Well, she was in a cast, but she was wearing all the things for 3 months. So when she first went out on that date, she was not wearing anything.
Oh, that's what it was. And Jasmine does talk about body dysmorphia, and definitely she admits to having it. And Loren says,
"Oh, it is. It is. They do fracture the floating ribs to reshape the waistline."
Wow. Is someone going to tell us that's not a big of a deal?
And on this guy's website that's trying to sell it, he actually says it's better than rib removal.
I'm trying to think, is there something else that's similar that they have to do that to actually break your ribs?
Then it says, ready for a snatched waist? Snatched. Yeah, that's a lot. That's intense.
And but maybe they have to, I guess when you have jaw surgery, they have to break your jaw.
But that's different. Like, I didn't have jaw surgery for cosmetic. I had it for like my bite and like my teeth weren't. I guess some people do get jaw surgery.
The second one you had it
reasons.
for cosmetic reasons.
The second one, they didn't break any bones on my second.
But that's what I'm saying. Your second. But that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
But some people do have jaw surgery for cosmetic reasons. So I guess maybe that is the same thing. Who am I to judge?
I
guess if people have their nose broken and have a nose job,
you know what? Maybe it's the same thing.
Maybe it's I'm going to shut the fuck up. If you want to get your ribs broken, sure.
It just sounds brutal.
I'm not judging. It sounds brutal. I'm not judging.
Because a broken rib is very painful.
My daddy had one because he got sick and he was kind of coughing a lot. And then he was on the roof and he fell off the roof. He's lucky he didn't die, but he was sore. And then he coughed and that's what broke because he cracked his rib when he coughed.
Ow.
And he passed out from the pain.
Wow. Just from a cough. Anyway, Loren's talking about she said it's a lonely journey, this body dysmorphia. And y'all, what could make Loren feel worse than her mother, Marlene, showing up? Because Loren already doesn't feel judged enough. Now, what's interesting here, they asked Marlene, are you still against what? She's like, oh, I'm not for elective surgeries. No. And
she says, and I hate this, she said, if her husband's happy with her boobs, then she should be happy, which means they're not hers. That's what that's implying. That's what you're saying about your own daughter. Well, that your own daughter body is for her husband.
What it's implying is that her husband's version of her body is more important than hers.
Yes. And why would she want to do anything and change her body if she wasn't trying to get another? So it's either implying that her body is not hers or she's trying to cheat on her husband by getting new boobs.
I don't know if I'd go that far.
I think like it. I don't like it.
I think what she's saying is you're married now, so you're only having it for one man. But I don't know if it was that far. I don't like her mother, but I don't know if it was going that far. But
her mother kind of defended her later on. I was shocked.
So there's this idea. She wants more surgery, and she's talking about. She's like, why? Knowing it's not a guarantee, why have more? And Loren says it's not. I'm not quite there with her happiness yet, and I just, I wasn't really happy about seeing them. I think it's been a good reason for them to be there, the conversations they've had. But I really hope Loren is talking to somebody about this body dysmorphia because she keeps linking it with her happiness.
Yes.
And so anyway, and she says, only time will tell. And Alexei keeps saying, we agreed that was a one-time thing, but now this is when he gets into, I was concerned she would change more. She would have a new career. She was spiraling. And y'all, this is when Loren gets so uncomfortable and it really becomes hard to watch her because it's almost like everyone in the room, Marlene, when the dad is talking and Alexei, they all start talking about what they think Loren should do. And Loren just kind of goes inside herself and looks down. And
because I'm glad that she's on this tell with a lot of strong voiced women, because I think when she goes in there, it's because she feels like I'm the only person on this island.
Yeah. And I think this has made me have a lot of compassion for Loren and the situation she's in with the other three people and the other three adults that she mostly spends time with.
Mm-hmm.
Her
and don't
father
forget her
and mother,
sister who hates her too.
That's true. I don't think they're very close these days. But maybe she's been on their show. I never watched their show because I could not stomach it.
No.
But she was talking about, and of course, Loren basically, Alexei says, "I'll be proud of you when you take. I'm proud of you when you take care of our kids and be a mom." And she keeps saying
not a career. He says not a career.
No. And they're talking about the cheerleading.
We see the thing and the cheerleader.
And she said, I thought this was all for me, but then she told me she wanted to branch out into a new career. And Sean says, "Hey everybody, does Alexei come across as chauvinistic to anybody?" And it was interesting. Not a ton of women on the set raised their hands. And Loren kind of sticks her hand up. This was riveting.
She did. It was Loren. I think Ashley did.
Ashley and Jasmine.
Emily, and Jasmine.
I did not see Emily, but maybe she did.
I felt like Emily did raise her hand too.
Okay.
Yeah, because it was riveting too, because
it's like, I'm afraid of traditional values being eroded.
Oh God,
if you're committed to having kids, you'd be committed to raising your kids.
I mean,
send them back.
Alexei does kind of he explains that, look, one of the reasons he said that dinner was not my best night. He's like, I thought that was just going to be a fun date night. I actually was looking forward to honestly getting to touch my wife. And even Liz
I thought it was all for me. Yeah.
He said, I thought it was kind of like a thank you. He didn't say this, but you could tell he thought it was like a thank you dinner or something for him.
It was the worst time.
And Liz even said, okay, I get that. And I agree too. I was like, okay, I'm not saying you're in the right here, but it's, Alex, he kind of lands on and says, as long as she can be a wife to me and take care of our family, she can work. And then Marlene steps in.
I know. I don't know where this came from.
Oh, I do. Because she hears Loren talk about all the time how Loren does all the parenting.
Yeah, that's
exactly where this came from. And Marlene says, it can't be just one. Y'all, because I agree. Look, I think Alex he is a great dad, but he's a great dad by y'all. I mean, I'm not saying this is for everyone, but I know even here in California, I would say most of my girlfriends will say they do 90% of the parenting, and it's still in this day and age in a very progressive city, and the men don't do as much parenting. So I still think that is very common for us to think that it's, and I think Marlene's pointing that out, and Alex is not going to see it, but
no, I agree with you. They're talking about his alpha male side, and I don't think this is an alpha male thing. I think this is a chauvinism thing. This is a men do one thing and women do another.
And Alex said it's a softer way to say it, I think, but I agree with you. And Alex says, and I don't see a problem with the alpha male thing.
I'm a traditional guy, and it's like,
tell him, Alex.
And Loren says, it's like though you're above me and you're in charge. She said,
that's exactly what it's like.
And she said, but I'm not submissive. She's like, now. She's like, she kind of reframed his words and to take care of him. And I get it because it's her husband. But she says, I think he means really he wants to be a protector. And he's like, yeah, that's what I mean. He agrees.
Well, and he does finish it up with saying, I don't want her to be a super career woman going on trips. In other words, the best thing she can be is the best thing she can be is a wife and a mother. And that is her first priority.
I'm going to tell you this. If Loren decides to have another baby, she's an idiot.
I fully agree with you.
A, it's too many kids, and B, it will completely ruin all this fucking surgery that she did to her body.
So you're thinking about the surgery specifically.
Literally, this is a major surgery. That's how sometimes people get the diastasis or whatever is from being pregnant and like C-section, scar tissue, And I'm like, why would you do this?
I thought you were saying it was going to be. I thought you were going to say it was bad for them economically and for her life. And
I'm saying
you're
for
thinking
all the
about
reasons.
surgery. I got you. Yeah,
I'm in all of it actually.
She confesses to having baby fever, and Marlene grabs cups her mouth. I want to know what I've never had baby fever unless that is that I want to touch a baby and take its essence. I'm not someone who's ever going to understand baby fever.
Mm-hmm.
But
I have had it.
I think that's normally with women. Just saying.
Oh, no, I've had baby fever. Yeah. Had a lot in the 30s more.
What does it feel like?
Just wanting children and just wanting I would see someone like holding a little baby and like I would feel like a pit of my stomach, like a yearn of just I want to hold my own baby and rock him to sleep.
I don't think that's baby fever.
Listen to them coo.
I think baby fever is something that activates in a woman's body that's with her biology.
Potato.
I'm not minimizing your experience.
Thanks for just shutting me down.
That your experience of baby fever may be not as, let's say, biologically determined.
Classless.
As some women's.
Classless.
So maybe don't make that comparison.
Guess I'm not going to have a baby.
Anyway, and Alexei's like, I don't have baby fever. I don't want anymore.
Like, I'm good. And he did, and maybe this is the reason. I do think it's stupid that he doesn't know how to work a washing machine. I think that's telling, actually.
I thought it was funny because I like Jasmine saying, I don't either. It's very complicated. I will say this. My mother's washer, she only knows how to use like one cycle on it because it's extremely complicated. I don't know if I'm going to judge him for that. But he did everything else. I felt like that was just him not understanding technology.
Possibly.
But I don't know. I think, I was super skeptical of why they were on again because they've already had their own spinoff about their family and the kids specials. I think we did get to see dynamics of a couple who's farther along in their relationship than you don't get to see out of these other people.
And I think more typical dynamics that people in heterosexual marriages see in their own marriage.
Yeah, because it also lets us have one couple that has a successful relationship. Besides Emily and Kobe, who I don't really think have a lot of problems.
No.
But I think Alexei and Loren have had to really work through that.
I do think y'all,
because they have different values. They have very different values.
And they're both actually very stubborn.
Yeah. And I think Kobe and Emily have a lot closer to the same values.
I agree with that.
That Alexei and Loren do. So, and I think the people who have very different values are, in other words, this is not even religion or anything. It's just like what they value. What they prioritize in their life. Ashley and Manuel could not have more different values.
Yeah. We'll talk about that in part 2.
Yeah, it's appalling actually.
That's the show.
That's the show.
That is the show, everybody. We'll get to those couples in the next one. Thank you so much for listening. We appreciate y'all very much. Again, if you want to listen to this episode without commercials, you can subscribe to RG Plus of the $8 tier. Go to patreon.com/realitygaze or realitygaze.supercast.com, or you can go to Apple subscriptions and just click on that little join RG Plus tier, and you can do that. Love is Blind UK, and also Love After Lockup, and Welcome to Plathville. All 3 shows are fantastic, y'all. They're
Love After Lockup. I can't wait to watch next week's. That's how good it is to me.
It's really good. All right, everybody. That is this show. Thank you. We're almost done with this tell-all. Also, we're not going to do it on this episode because we forgot to do it last week. But I think we're going to have a shorter episode on part 2, and we're going to talk about some couples that are going to be on before the 90 day.
We forgot to do it last week, so we need to do. We forgot to do 4.
We'll just talk about it on next episode because there's not too much more to tell all to talk about. So we're going to talk about your 4 couples that are coming on before the 90 days. Because we forgot.
We came up with one thing we were going to do for 4 fucking weeks. And we didn't forget it on the 3rd week or the 4th week. We forgot it on the 2nd week. We couldn't even reproduce what we did.
1 week.
No.
You know what? Don't even call us.
And I can't be mad at you.
No.
I just wanted to say, remember what they say in Arkansas? I can't with this right now.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.